Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Unit 1, Gadgets and Glitches. This is Lesson 2, and in Lesson 2, we will be talking about central idea and supporting details. Our lesson objective is determine a central idea of a text and analyze its development over the course of the text, including its relationship to supporting ideas. Provide an objective summary of the text. So our essential question for this lesson is, how do we determine the central idea and supporting details of a text? The first thing I want us to do is take a look at this pop culture cartoon. Okay. Notice whatever you think you can notice in this cartoon. Look at the words, look at the placement, look at the characters. Okay. By the end of this, hopefully we have a good grasp on how you would determine the central idea and then support that through evidence. So the central idea or main idea, as it's also referred to as, is what the text is mostly about. Usually the first sentence of the text will explain the subject being discussed, also known as the topic sentence. So it tells us the topic of the text. But you can also find some good clues for the central idea in the concluding sentences of either the paragraph or the passage. The main idea can be expressed as a summation, okay, so a summary of the information in the paragraph. So if you take everything from the paragraph or everything from the text, if it's a whole book, if it's in a picture like we just saw, what is the main idea of that? One way to think about a main idea and a way to visualize it is to think of a table. Okay, the main idea or central idea will be the top of the table. That's why we have the red arrow pointing to the top. That is basically what the passage is about. That's where we're going to put all of our information. Okay, that's where we want to find out. That's the main part of the table. We want to find out what that main idea is. As you can see next, the legs of the table are the supporting details. They support the main idea. Without the legs, the main idea wouldn't really exist because the table cannot exist without its supporting legs or supporting details. To identify those supporting details, we can ask ourselves, what else in this reading helps me understand the author's main idea? Okay, so in order to find supporting details, we're looking for things that support or prove the main idea within our text. Here's another way to look at this table, okay? The main idea, again, is the top of our table. It's the majority of what we're looking for. It's the most important part of the text. Good readers determine the main idea by looking for details, okay? And those details are the supporting details. So the way you find that main idea is by looking under and looking at the legs, okay? Those details describe or explain the main idea of the text. These details are important to the text and support the main idea. What's really important when we actually go into reading passages for this lesson is that we are focusing on what supports or what proves the main idea. Sometimes a text is going to have a lot of information in it and not everything supports the main idea. So it's our job to be sleuths or investigators and figure out what does support it. This is an example of something that we will be creating ourselves. It is a hand-drawn anchor chart. That's going to be one of our first must-do activities for this lesson. We're going to be creating a table to visually represent the main idea of a video that we watch in a little while. But let's take a look at this anchor chart, which is on main idea. So our anchor chart, then when we create one for our must do, will be about a specific video and what the main idea of that video is. But this one is a little redundant because it's an anchor chart explaining the main idea of main idea. So what is the main idea? Okay, let's talk about it again. The most important idea of a topic, the big idea, okay, what a text is mostly about. As you can see in this anchor chart, this is mainly about main idea. Therefore, it's listed quite a few places. Again, the top of our table, that's where we're going to add our main idea, what we think the main idea is. It's the big idea, or what the text is mostly about. Next is our supporting details. This anchor chart only allows for 3 supporting details, but with our anchor charts that we do later on in class, you can have 3 or 4. But basically, we're looking for pieces of evidence that prove the main idea is the main idea. And those are going to be the legs. They support the table. So tips to finding the main idea. You're going to read the title, read the subtitles, look at the first or last sentence, and ask yourself, what is this text about? Okay? Because typically, if you ask yourself that question and you're looking at the details, you are going to find the main idea.